Hello, my name is Carx82 and welcome back to our GregTech New Horizons Season 2. I am just making some vacuum casings because I decided I think I want to get this vacuum furnace. I don't know if we're actually going to need it very much, but looking at the rare earth that I need to process, we get lots of different stuff, and all this stuff also needs to be processed down. But the problem is it comes with a lot of hydrogen, and I don't particularly feel like dealing with cells for all of this stuff. For example, this leper stuff, it needs 53 empty cells, and I'm like, yeah, should we just do it that way? So I'm thinking we're going to do that. Plus, it's a new multi-block, which is always pretty cool. Although this is a not super exciting looking one, but yeah, I think we're going to do this. So, super nickel coils. We need to throw that over there. It does look like it overclocks with better coils, but I don't think we're going to be using this that much. The main difficulty is getting the actual thing built. Question is, do we want to do recipes for all this stuff, like energy cores? That's like the one big issue with these. Some of these multis, they require these cores, which, as we can see, is kind of a pain. Thankfully, they no longer require. They no longer require 2 of the lower tier, so it's not like super crazy expensive like they used to be. And now that I'm looking at this, I'm like, do we really want to do this? I feel like I am going to need these at some point, though. You know, there probably is going to be recipes that require these elemental coils, so I might as well get to do that. Although I did craft up a... Now I'm like changing my mind again. I did craft up a LUV dehydrator. Maybe I'll just use this and then worry about the other stuff later. I just didn't really want to fill up my A system with just stuff. But I don't know. Let me look at this, because it is that is a lot of stuff, and I probably don't have, like, I don't have lead bolts. I'm gonna have to make recipes for every little thing. I don't know. I'll think about this. Alright, really quick, I just did recipes for each item just to kind of see what we're looking at here. And it's mostly dealing with the molten fluids, because I don't have these go through the A system. I have them turned directly into ingots, and then the screws and bolts. So it's not terrible, but there definitely is quite a bit of things I need to do here. I'm gonna have to expand my cables as well. I've run out of room on that one, which is actually it's actually time for me to expand this. I just have been putting it off. And we are back, and I have gone ahead and we've got everything for this vacuum freezer. We are just crafting up the thing now. I just made a recipe for it because it was easier. I did all the cores, every little thing. We should be good. As we can see, made recipes for everything, and I expanded some of my interfaces. We got another thing for bolts. I did another thing for cables. Basically just did a buffer underneath. How long is this recipe? I didn't even look. Ooh, 180 seconds. I'm like, and that's running at UV. Oh yeah, I didn't even realize it was that long of a recipe. Doesn't really matter though. Yeah, so I just added a buffer underneath, and if we need to do them, I can always add that. Although it is a bit awkward. Like if I wanted to expand this one, it kind of messes up the nice clean cables with this in the middle. But yeah, it works. And that is that. I did have to upgrade a couple of machines. One was I've gone ahead and upgraded the fluid extractor to ZPM. Basically for this peaky... This stuff unfortunately requires ZPM to process it. So that is a bit annoying. I also have a UV bending machine over here. It's not got UV power. It's just connected to LUV, but I just threw a battery in there, and that lets me run a few machines, or a few items, because I don't have ZPM hooked up to my processing line, or my processing kind of area. Some of them do. I just didn't feel like messing with cabling and trying to upgrade things. So I was just like, I'll just craft that up. So that is that. We should have the controller now. Also, the Xeron one is a little bit annoying, but not as, because this one requires LUV, but most of that stuff we have upgraded. Alright, did we get it? Yep. Alright, so there is the multi-block. Let me finish crafting up the rest of this. Also, this is taking quite a long time. This is a 20-second recipe at IV, and I might actually, to speed this up, I might throw a second LUV energy hatch to speed up the... Oh, I still have this at... Oh, cow. I didn't realize this was still at... I thought I upgraded these all to LUV. I know I remember upgrading some of them, but I guess I upgraded to IV and made them all the same. Alright, that's a bit awkward. Getting this. Let me just turn that off. Because this isn't... I think it's only doing 4, or is it doing 1? I don't remember. I think it's doing like 4 or something like that, but it's not a lot. I do know that. So I want to get this sped up. So I will... I'm still getting used to having the automatic snips instead of the wire cutters. Alright, I'll do this, and then... Oh, this is going to be awkward. With this. Alright, let's do... Are you there? We'll do that. And... I'll move this back one. Is that what I want? Well, that's not going to work, is it? I was thinking I would place this here, but I'm like, that's not going to work. I need to get the LUV. Alright, I'll probably just put 2 transformers or something like that. Alright, you can even... I don't know, we'll be right back. Alright, just kind of rearranged stuff a little bit. Underneath, I did upgrade that. It was just going to be easier. But pretty typical. Now I have gone ahead and got the rest of the stuff that we need here. And I was trying to figure out where I was going to put it. And I realized as we were... I was thinking like this produces items. We put it kind of in our item production area. It's kind of a mix of machines. But I realized this indium one, we are not using anymore. As we know, we have combs if we want, and yeah, we're just not really using this setup anymore. So I'm going to break down this stuff and basically throw this all in the A system. And then we'll place this new one here. Yeah, getting it from combs or directly from... Actually, I don't know if there is... I actually don't know. Is there... I'm getting my stuff mixed up here because there are... Some of them have hatches. I didn't even think... Or covers on them. I didn't even think about that. Right, so that is what we need. That should be empty. Done with that. Done with that. And done with this stuff. Alright, basically just break those P to P, so they kind of like clear them out so they stack, otherwise you get a whole bunch of stuff that doesn't stack. I'll probably disassemble that. Alright, so that is that. Let me just get rid of this. Now I'm going to do ZPM with this. That is another reason I kind of decided to build it here, because it's right next to the ZPM input. I like my different areas for... Not what I wanted. We're going to put it here, I think. I like my different areas for like splitting up all the different kind of processes and processing lines. But sometimes the issue starts becoming if we need a new multi-block and like the front is kind of full of machines, it gets kind of hard getting a... Like if I wanted to put this new multi-block kind of on the end, sometimes it's hard to run top tier. Like I wanted to do ZPM, but I'm like, how am I going to get ZPM when all of this is just running on EV? So sometimes it's hard to add multi-blocks to the end of these platforms if you want to do like top tier power. But alright, so that is that. And I was kind of thinking we will get into lasers for power, moving power around. So I've been kind of just brainstorming how I want to set that up, and I have some ideas for lasers instead of all these. I mean, we're not going to replace all these cables, but the main lines will probably be lasers, because I think it is actually easier to upgrade. Like, I wouldn't have to break all these cables, you kind of just replace hatches and it upgrades it. That, and they transfer like tons of power, like 4,000 amps. So that is something I am looking forward to. I think that'll be really cool. Plus, I never did that in my first season because they didn't exist back then. Okay, so we got 3 output hatches, 1 input hatch. At least for this process that we're doing, which is the rare earth. We're doing this for the rare earth. Got that, and then we'll do debating how I want to set this up. I may be short. No, I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. Alright. This is 3 layers instead of the usual 2 for the blast furnaces, so it's a little different. Oh, those were from chemical reactors we broke down. Yeah. Alright, and then this. Now, I've never built this before, so we will see if I did it correct. Yeah, alright, I think we did. Cool, easy enough. Pretty typical GregTech multi-block. Now we also need to screwdriver this to dehydrator because we want it in dehydrator mode. There is a vacuum furnace mode which does this frost stuff. It is not a vacuum furnace like that does the ingots, so that is a different thing. Alright, so there is that. Now I think... Oh, I am missing one thing. Wait a second. I just realized this thing needs, at least the tooltip says it needs 10 vacuum casings. If you put 3 output hatch, you can't. How am I gonna get another? That's 10 casings. I did the minimum casings. There's no way to... You can't have 3 output hatches on this. I have an input bus and output bus. Yeah, there is literally no way to set this up for 3 output hatches. Because there's no way to... Like, if you want... There was... Like, this recipe, there's no way to do it. And this has an input hatch. There is no way you can do this recipe. You just can't get enough hatches. You won't have enough for 3 output hatches and an input hatch. You're short 2. And there's another one. You want an input hatch, an input bus. You may be able to throw that in the thing. But yeah, that is it's literally impossible. Those recipes won't work. Alright, well I don't need the fluids, thankfully. Yep, there we go. So you do need the 10 casings. There's no way to fit 3 output hatches. Is there... No, there is no quad output hatch. These are input hatch. I don't even have an input fluid hatch on it. Yeah. Oh well. Well, that's an issue. But, alright, well, it doesn't matter. We'll just set it to void the fluids. Right? It was, void excess. Will it even run if it needs more than 2 hatches? Well, now I'm curious, because there was one recipe I was going to throw here. I don't remember which one it was. That's 2. I was going to try to do this stuff through here, but I don't know. We'll try to run it and we'll see what happens. If it actually works. Okay, I do need to get this hooked up to a system. Easy enough. And then we have it set to dehydrator for our rare earth. It just needs the 9. And, oh, I have some in my inventory already. Just need to to finish doing... Did that? Oh, I may have forgot to restart it after I upgraded it. No, I turned that off while I was... Yeah, when I was redoing stuff. Right. It does do... It seems to be doing 34 at a time, which is much better than it was. But also 34 is a weird number. So, input bus. I just want to make sure this is... I just want to make sure it's not like voiding. Because we do have... Let me... Hold on one second. Let me... Before we do the void... Oh, you have to do the void if you want to do... Output bus, that's right. Alright, I just want to make sure we're not voiding stuff accidentally. So, we're looking for this leper. Isn't this the one we wanted? I don't remember which one we're doing this for. Euterbium was one. Which one was it? Is it the Gadolinite? It's the Lanthanum, isn't it? Is that why we're... I don't remember which one we were doing it for. But, alright. So, let's just get this going. Let me do this. I have no idea where that is from. Obviously something. We'll put that in there. I just want to make sure this is working correctly. Alright, yeah, we are getting our Gadolinites. Let me just double check. Like, are we getting a Gardites? Yeah, it looks like it is working A-okay. Okay, cool. So that is, as we see, that is 16 ticks. That is not even using that much power either. That is chugging through that rare earth. Cool. So that is that. I do need to wait for this rare earth is finished. And then it's actually been quite a while. I don't remember how many of these we needed. What was it, 79? I think we needed 79, was it? Dysprosium, that's right. It's been a few days. What is the Dysprosium? And that is from... Yeah, the leper. There it is. Dysprosium. So we get the Euterbium that we need and the Dysprosium. And then we got our Cerium. That is just chugging along. And then that R1. I don't remember the name of it. Rhenium, which I already crafted up. Alright, cool. So let me just let this go. And then I think we can get our Molten Lorenium. And we will be able to craft the next rocket fuel, and then with that, we can craft up, or use, the next rocket. Alright, we got our extruder working away over here. I did upgrade it, but I think I'll probably put it back down after this craft is done. Just the way I have it set up. I only have 8 amps coming out of here. So if I'm pulling 4 from this one multi-block, we might have some issues. But because it's really only for this one gear that we need... I don't remember where my gears are. Down here. Yeah, it's only for this gear that we need the ZPM power also. I have to put... Yeah, I haven't actually set this... I was thinking, like, I should just have this set up to... do items and fluid crafting, but... I could actually do that. I would just like rearrange the... Oh no. Yeah, the problem is these hatches, they have to be... Just remember, they have to be facing... Like, I can't do that. It's not going to input for some reason. It does with the fluids, but the items it doesn't. So I can't have it input from there and there. I would have to... Well, I guess I could just... I would have to rearrange some of this. I don't know. We'll see. We don't craft with this very often. We don't like craft up with a fluid and items often. There are a couple recipes we do, but I don't know. Maybe I'll change that. As we can see, this is going to take a little while to craft up all these things. Also, I figured we could test this out really quick. See if this will work with this. Oh, it's already in my inventory. I put it in there so I remembered. Now this has 3 fluids. Let's see. It did work, actually. So it looks like if you have the void thing on, it will work. Obviously, I wasn't saving the stuff, it just voided, but strontium oxide. Do we have that in the... Yep, there it is. Alright, so it does work, but obviously, if you don't have it set to void, it probably won't work at all. Alright, let me come back. Oh, did we run out of... We did, because I was crafting up so much of this. Alright. Yeah, it is a UV, and I'm powered it off LUV. So I'm going to have to let that fill up a little bit, and we'll do this. So it's not... I don't have this set up perfectly, although... Actually... This requires ZPM. I could just do this recipe in my extruder. That's probably easier. This works fine for just a couple, but when you start needing like hundreds, as we can see, I think I needed 640 or something like that. Yeah, that's not going to work very well. But what I can do is just throw it in here. I don't remember where the... Also, that sound is a bit... Yeah, it's right here. Alright, so I may just throw it in here. And then I'll put this back. Okay, just a random thing. I just realized what had happened. For some reason I kept getting the items in here, but the fluids were like not working. And then I went underneath and I realized the pipe was missing. And I was thinking, oh, I must have broken it somewhere. And then it dawned on me that I was probably using a pipe that couldn't handle this molten stuff. This is 7,000-ish Kelvin, and I think I was using stainless steel. So I'm pretty sure it burned up the pipe, and I lost some of those things. But it was kind of funny because I was like, what is going on? It was just one of those moments where I couldn't figure out why I was getting items in there and no fluids in there. Kind of funny. Just thought I would point that out. Be careful with that. And that should... Yes, there is the 79 of those. That was a bit of a journey for A little bit unexpected, but we got it done. Quite a few little tweaks. Nothing major, but little tweaks here and there with power, and we had to do a couple things to get this done. So let me replace all these, and that should be this rocket fuel. So we'll come back and get that crafted up. So don't quote me, but it looks like it has formed, and I actually got the correct number. I did like quadruple check that I needed 79 of those because I didn't want to mess that up. But it does look like it formed. And I guess with that, we should be able to craft up this rocket fuel. That should go in there. And let's just pray this works, because this thing always... That thing always seems to not work, and it's hard for me to figure it out. Alright, there we go! We got our rocket fuel for our final... For the final rockets. That is awesome. Ding? Should we have a ding? There we go, we got a ding. Alright, like I said, that was a journey. But moving forward, I do have all the mysterious stuff. I think I got everything crafted up for that. All the ingots that we're going to need. We need... Don't we need like 70... I think we need like 78 of these or something like that. That is just, we just don't have a big enough container. So I'll do this in 2 batches. Yeah, I think we look like we're good. So I'm going to start getting this stuff. Yeah, 2808 we needed for the mysterious. I did just enough. Well, we can always smelt up a couple more if we need it. But yeah, I'm going to start getting that going. And then next episode, I think we'll get the tier 7 rocket. And yeah, new planets. So that is pretty cool for the Void Miner. I gotta figure out which planet I want to drop our Void Miner. I know we only have one right now. Eventually we'll get more, but I'll need to figure out which one I want to start doing this. Do we have Black Plutonium is pretty helpful, and is there... The niobium ore is pretty helpful as well. I don't remember if there is Nether Star or this one. Not that Nether Stars are an issue anymore. Is that a tier 7 or a tier 8 planet? It is a tier 7 planet, so we can actually get Nether Star ore from a tier 7 planet. I don't know. We'll see. We'll come back next episode and we'll check it out. So thanks for watching and have a good one.